Hi guys, welcome to this channel. I'm Mike, sitting on my balcony, sun in my eyes. Sometimes it's good, and I'm really glad that you're here. And that's really the first kickoff I'm going to make on this channel. And yes, the title is Tarot Reading, and indeed I'm a tarot reader. But this channel I'm going to do something else and more than opening bits and pieces about tarot. It's actually going to be like a Stardust channel, because in this place of where tarot cards can be read, which basically everyone can get into her own place of connection. There are miracles, really many things coming up, insights. You can just give your complex to someone else like you do in tarot read, and you can see him, move out of yourself, see him, even from distance, even better from distance. And in this side, it's going to be all kind of insights and small ideas and things. For example, the one thing I wrote a few years ago, I'm going to open it now, and many other interesting, fascinating things that might just spark in you and make something with you, because everything is to do with energy and resonance. And when a person is a clean conduit, which every person can be, even in this world that is distorting all the time, then life becomes different. And even strangers are not strangers anymore. They feel sameness. And this is where magic can begin. So actually, this is what I'm going to do. And yeah, short introduction and a kickoff really. And now this saying about the human, the substation human. So enjoy. And if you really enjoy, come again, subscribe and share it if this is doing good, because I really do hope it's doing good, really. So good day wherever you are. Bye. Okay, and now this will be a brief really, and an opener, because and an appetizer, because everything that is being said here need to be opened and investigated. Okay. So the human is like an electricity substation. If all wires are connected, if there are no rifts, if there is no rust, the power supply unit is stable, then it can provide electricity to the whole neighborhood. Now, what does it say? It's quite weird. The human is an electricity substation. Well, first of all, it says that everything is magnetoelectrics, and I'm saying purposefully magnetoelectrics and not electromagnetics. That will be opened in the future. Now, everything is to do with energy and wavelengths and vibrations, and even the physical matter that we see is energy. As we know, it's a dense energy. We have five senses, and we are very limited in the five senses. So we see, we hear, we smell, we taste. But this is limited to a very narrow band of reception and, of course, translation. So what happens is we live in a world that is disrupted. Human being is born naturally with the wavelength. It's true that everyone is unique and special, and we can see that. Everyone is one and only appearance in its oneness. But the human in a whole is the same structure. And it's not disconnected to anything else in nature, on the planet and above the planet, the solar system, the galaxy, and above. We are an open reception units, processors, and we are processors of bringing consciousness into electrics, into signals that coming from all places, from local places, from far places. Now what happens is, because of a reason that it will not open now, the world became a completely upside down place with disruption everywhere. I mean, everything. The food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the food is no good. We need to work hard to get it. The air is contaminated. The waters need to be purified. And all the media that we get makes distortion to the natural wavelength. Even the music that we hear these days is not tuned right. It may be beautiful, but it's not tuned right. I'll open this subject again in a different video. But what does it mean? The human is a substation. If we are really clean conduits, because we are to the right wavelength, then the energy passes through us naturally from the surface here on the planet, and also above the planet and from the universe. We can get it, we can process it, we can then have an outcome in the physical worlds. But because we are taken away, all of us, because of the disruption here, we're taken away from the natural fluidity or synchronization with our source of energy, natural source of energy. And then we get all kind of stuff that stuck us. And if life is based in pressures and fears and gains and losses and inferiority complexes and superiority complexes that actually are super inferiority, and anger and all kind of disturbances, heat, high speed that is not natural, we became totally reddish, too fast, heating up. The complex needs to work cool, needs to be quiet, needs to be always in the present, here and now. But we're always having this disruption, like thoughts and feelings and bad feelings about everything, and complaints, and like we carry the past and we are worrying about the future. All this is disruption. So it causes rust. It causes rust. It causes start stops. It causes moods. We cannot be stable energetically. So let's say that there is a work that can be done with human life, with our life, that will take us in the end to more and better fluidity in this complex. Then what happens is that we're becoming a more stable conduits. Okay, then we are connected better to our supply units, and then what happens is that the rust starts to go down because energy passes. The railroads getting rusted if the train is not passing. So the supply unit, it's actually this point of connection, it's point of receiving. We are the receivers. And therefore, after we receive, we can also give, because first we were receivers. This is another lecture. So if this is happening, and it can happen, of course, then we become stable. Then our word today will be our word in 10 years from now. We will be the same, better able, better refining, better balanced, but the same. I mean, we will be reliable, trustable. This is why we can't really trust sometimes people, because the word they will say today, they will forget in 2 hours or the moment after. But I'm speaking about a situation when the man is sorted out. with his reasonings, with his genius he places, with his heart, with his mind. Everything is in its place. Energy passes through the unconscious to the conscious, making revelations and not having a life stuck with knowledge that we don't need. All these, in brief, remember, I'm just saying words that can be open, each one of them. Then, if this is happening, then a person starts to glow, starts to actually become a beautiful creature, not only physically, because it affects physically, but he becomes a beautiful human being, glowing, full-hearted, bright in his mind, energetic, can go from calmness to high speed, still with the calmness. I mean, like like new engine that can drives in a high speed, but still be stable and calm and not heat. So all this can happen, and if this is happening, then the person starts to be like a lighthouse. Means reliable. Means the ships in the sea can see him, and they know that he's on the rock all the time, and he will never go from there. They can find him tomorrow. This is where trust can be obtained again. This is where if a person is in this place, he's fully trusting in his life and what gave his life, and it radiates it to others, so others can find him there and maybe find themselves there, or start to find the places where it can be and happen. So that's it for now. This is an appetizer, and more about more will come. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time. Now, what happens with this with this recording machine? We'll try to get it back. Okay, we got it back. Here it is. Now I'm ending it.